Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Wake Up Hex. I'm your guy, KNTX. I am so happy you guys decided to join me here today. I would like to discuss if you guys want to start throwing questions and what you think my perception of things are on the game theory, how Pulsex, and how it all affects Hex going forward is going to work out. I think we've got some real synergy here. Obviously, we know the Richard Hart project, so the pumpamentals for each coin are going to be optimized for the mechanics and the utility and the use case for each particular coin. But before we get into all of that, I want to say thank you, Melv Tony, for being the absolute first Hexican in here. Good morning, fellow Hexicans, he says. We got Yikes, we got Francia de Jesus, we got Hexican Girl, which was she was actually at the event. I didn't get the chance to meet her. But I didn't get to meet half you guys, and I apologize for that. So I was running around with it like a chicken with its head cut off. But next time, guys, we'll have more of these in the future. I promise you that. So we got D Hexistentialist. We got I stubbed my crypto. Yep, we are still gate kept on page 3, number 201. Thank you, Crypto Joker. You can give all the credit to Markable. The man is great with overlays and graphics and CG and video editing and images. That's why we paid him to do the live stream for the 2-year Hex birthday bash. So appreciate you throwing that out there. We got Red Squirrel, John May, Mr. Cat, Hopium Smoke. We got Mel, Tony again, Alto, Sideways Hex, Alto. Crypto Black Sheep is in the house. Hexy Quinn, good morning, fam. It is good to see you. SJ Reed, Cyvive, James Caldwell, Hexographer 5. There's a lot of you new guys in here that unless you guys change your avatars. My brother, David Morales. Always a pleasure to have you here. OG Hexican for sure. Sandy B as well. There's a lot of you guys here that I've never seen your avatar names. So Crypto Black Sheep 420. Thank you for the 420. Black Sheep in his house. Yes, he is. Daraj, Mr. Doctor, I'm going to buck the system, Daraj Moore. Namaste, Hexicans. Big Gunner, Hex Noob, Cabana's in here. Mudhog, Murky. Thank you guys all for showing up. I appreciate you guys. You guys are freaking phenomenal. Thanks, Scotty. I haven't seen you in the comments for a while, but I see you in the chats all the time as far as the Telegram chats, and doing good work over there, brother. Educating people, letting people know what's really up. So thanks, man. I appreciate the kind words because those kind words are really what keep us motivated. So Biff and S, what's up, buddy? Tin Top, HP Morgan. It's good to see you guys. Crypto Bobcat, thank you for joining us, brother. I'm loving Crypto Bobcat. He's awesome. So he's working with some really good Hexicans to help engage traffic on his channel, and it seems to be really working. So we need more streamers with great content. We need more streamers that are better than myself because the bar has been set really low, and we need you guys up here. So we'd appreciate that. So, hey, thanks, brother. You can hexicans.net, hexicans with an S.net. It's a buddy of mine who is doing the fulfillment until our Davy Jones locker shirts get in. So we got a whole long funny story with that. A lot of you guys have kept up with that. It's been a show. Let's just put it that way. Like fact is stranger than fiction. We couldn't even make up the story ourselves. So it's crazy what's happening out there. So late awake. Well, dude, I'm always late, bro. Come on, bro. I mean, when have I ever been on time? I mean, name one episode where it started exactly on the hour I scheduled that it was going to be there. So I do want to talk about the PulseChain and the Pulsex. So we talk about it in the streams. We're going to have to do more dedicated, edited videos about what PulseChain is, what the protocol layer is, why it's better than Ethereum, why it's an EVM, why they chose to use that. But for us Hexicans that have been in this for a little while, we understand that faster, cheaper transactions is going to be the wave of the future. So why waste our time with the proof of waste, the proof of work, useless computations when, as Richard says, it pollutes? I don't care really how much of the energy that goes into Bitcoin mining is green energy. Like, that doesn't affect me. It's like it's like 0.5% of the world's energy generation right now is going to Bitcoin mining, if I remember correctly from my statistics. But the point is, regardless of how much it uses, I don't care if it's 10, 20, 30, 40%, it's still outdated technology. If you can solve the Byzantine generals problem, you can do a decentralized network, still have consensus and censorship resistance. Why haven't more blockchains moved to proof of stake? Well, a lot of them are. So it's great that we're working on that. I think it's going to be vital for the, I don't even know I have this. I don't even have anyone else speaking into my ear, but I don't even know why we would even focus on proof of work going forward when you've got systems that already work. And like where I got side railed on my tangent there is that Hex is going to have a lot more onboarding with this new system, this new proof of stake system that is PulseChain, because people are going to be able to actually get in and not be eaten alive with 20% of what they have in fiat being eaten alive by the fees. We're working on solutions right now for American citizens, and hopefully Richard figures out the European citizen side of things for fiat on ramp directly into Hex and Pulse. I don't have a lot of news on that front right now. If I did, I probably wouldn't be able to share it to you anyway. But it is something that we are looking at doing. I was listening in the dev chat with possible sharding. We can possibly do more than 10,000 transactions per second with the PulseChain. So that's phenomenal. There's a lot of, so we in this community aren't huge NFT advocates, fans, unless you're the one selling the NFT, but buying NFTs, it's almost a topping signal. But for those people who want that and in-game transactions on a settlement layer and things of that nature, you have to have something like PulseChain that can be cheap and fast. Otherwise, it's cost prohibitive to do enterprise or business on the chain. And I think that's where real adoption will come, is with actual use case in the real world with real businesses. You can't do that on Ethereum. Ethereum it's literally stringing its own noose up in the tree, and it's getting ready to kick its own stool out from underneath it. It's funny how the narrative changes from transactions shouldn't cost 5 cents because most of the world can't afford to transact at 5 cents to we've gone to sends cost $20, $30, swaps, end stakes costing hundreds, thousands of dollars. It's ridiculous. And now there's no Vitalik himself isn't coming out any longer and saying, oh, we need cheap transactions. Well, when did that change? When did that change? Because did you update your worldview now that you're a billionaire? You don't care about cheap transactions. You like these expensive transactions. So you're the only one, you and your friends and your whitewashing projects of wash trading money between each other and insider trading and all the other stuff that goes on is profitable, stays profitable for you, and no one else can get into the ecosystem and make money off of it the way that you guys can. That's sick to me. That's gross. I want actual world change. I want people to be able to actually transact with the blockchain. I want it to be practical in people's lives. Ethereum doesn't fix that. Maybe someday. I've had some people in Twitter trying to argue that Ethereum 2.0 is going to beat PulseChain 10. You're not migrating to the beacon chain to ETH 2.0 before Pulse goes live. Sorry, guys. That's BS. That is just simply not going to happen. So let's just say there's, as I see here in the comments, Hexagon Girl's right. These are exciting times, guys. We get to see the new revolution within crypto happening. This is amazing. We're going to be able to onboard people to a real replacement of bank products that have actual use case and utility, that have product market fit. That's the beauty of us being involved in Richard Hart projects, is because he was a businessman first, then a blockchain developer second. So he understands how the real world works. Because I'm looking at, as we're building a lot of these products out, we're looking at what these guys offer in the space for some of the other solutions for some of the things that we might have to use. And we're looking at what all these other providers offer out there. And it's a bunch of It's a bunch of code nerds that know nothing about business trying to run businesses. And it's sad. It really is. So that will change. There will be a lot smarter people in the business realm that come in and start to fix things up. It's going to be some time, though. It is going to be some time. So I'm excited to see that. I'll go ahead and answer these since we got a little bit of time today, and we can go into what PulseChain and Pulsex are going to really mean to Hex. We'll get to that here in just a minute, but I'd like to answer some of these questions for you guys. If you guys have any questions that want attention and I'm missing you, I'm unabashedly unashamed to say, hey, we want to scale this channel. There's costs and expenses that are associated with that. So if you guys have been such a phenomenal community up to this point. Super chats do help pay those bills. We can also do donation addresses through the Ethereum blockchain, whatever you guys want. Hopefully soon PulseChain. But if you want attention to your question, really it's the best so I don't miss it. It is really better to do a super chat because then it gets highlighted for me on this end. So KNTX, any news about the documentary? Any plans for a second part? I mean, PulseChain, PulseX, and more RH products coming. I'm going to refrain from giving insider info on the doc, but we have sometimes weekly, definitely bi-weekly team meetings on this. And all I am going to say is that I'm looking forward to a long-term relationship with this filmmaking crew. They are top-notch. As far as marketing is concerned, they've got a marketing side. Because their bread and butter was from high-end luxury commercials, and so they have done some filming for us for MCA in our personal trust that we're offering, personal trust solution, holistic solution that we're offering to Hexicans, and with that comes an exclusive membership for some pretty amazing events and some inner circle type meetings and things of that nature. So they put together a sales funnel and a website for us, and we're about to release that. And it's got some really educational videos in it that we probably won't put on the channel. You'll have to go through the funnel to see some of this stuff. But we'll have some more streams regarding that here in the near future. But like I said, we want to make this a long, and they came to me first, and they want a long-term relationship from this community. So I think you're going to see a lot of really cool things come from those guys. KNTX, have you suggested to the doc team to make it a docu-series? There is too much content to squeeze into a 90-minute doc. There is, but there's solutions around that. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So Bitfinesse, I do like this. I absolutely love that our founder is a crypto purist, a freedom purist. The guy's a billionaire, and he's genuinely pissed off about transaction costing more than pennies. Massive respect. Thanks, brother. Couldn't have said it better myself. 100% agree. 100% agree. So I am super excited for the documentary too. We've got so much good content. We're looking at, hey, Makina, what's up, brother? It's good to see you, man. Hopefully after the holiday seasons, we'll see more from you again. I know what it's like having a family and trying to produce content all the time too. So I have documentary insider information. Don't tell anyone, but I heard it's going to be extremely badass. Well, you're listening to the right little birdie. That's all I got to say. So these guys are phenomenal at storytelling. And I think I mentioned this on a previous stream, but there is an Ethereum documentary coming out, but it's going to be very scientific, very, cut and dry. Here's what the blockchain is. You're going to have, people in professorial positions with doctorates talking about how clinically, this makes sense and this is the future and stuff like that. These guys are going for the entertainment angle, and I think entertainment will win, and I think we'll actually be able to play off of what they're doing. So I actually hope they come out first. I think it'd be awesome. You can say nerd shit. That's really about it. Yeah, they're going to do all the nerd stuff, and then we're going to come in and we're going to blow people away with entertainment value. So they've got some really, really great content. They still got some more things they want to get. But let's go back. I'd love to hear your guys' comments, your suggestions, your ideas about Pulse and PulseX and the game theory behind them, the game mechanics, how you guys think that'll affect Hex. So I can start pulling up some of those comments, and we can really start to talk about what you think is important going forward with this, and what we as a community should be doing. I'd really like to hear more about that from you guys. So in the meantime, while you guys are putting those comments in there, I talked to someone. Yeah, there really are. Reported 3 just this morning. Be careful, guys. If it's not from Richard Hart himself and it's not from his channel, don't listen to the live streams that they're asking for. Send us 1 Ethereum, we'll send you back 2, and sacrifice at this address. Don't listen to that. Only go to the official sources to get that information. So one thing, I talked to somebody last night, somebody who's never been in crypto, who is seriously asking the right questions. So they're curious. She wants to know. She's an older lady on Social Security, but she was asking all the right questions, extremely smart. And she was talking about the she wanted to know more about blockchain and what is crypto and how does it gain its value. And I was able to, a lot of this stuff I learned the most succinct way to describe it from Richard Hart himself. So I was going through a lot of the talking points, and I told her, 90% of the stuff in the crypto space is scams. The other 9% is a good old boys gate-kept club that you can't afford to transact on because you weren't an early adopter and you don't have a bunch of Ethereum in your wallet, and you have to know the insiders and what they're doing and how they're trading insider stuff. But then there's that 1% that Hex and Pulse fall into, where there's really a libertarian movement, where there's really people that want to change the relationship between man and its government. So those are the projects you need to look for, because they all have speculative value of some point, but you've got to look for that product market fit, something that actually solves a problem, something that provides some value, and something that you can't be gate kept out of, that has that censorship resistance with no admin keys. So I was really going into those things with her, and it's one of those things that I don't think a lot of people are going to get right off the top of their head, but I think it's the message that we as a community should continue to keep pounding. And you guys have done great over the last 2 years. Don't get me wrong, especially on Twitter. Oh yeah, have fun getting gate kept with the admin keys. Oh, don't you just love when they rug your stuff? Yeah, we're great at that on Twitter. And I say we keep trying to save people. We can keep screaming from the top of our lungs as much as we want. I think Richard Hart's been most successful by promoting Hex as a scam, and robbing people of their economic value so they don't get into a scam, and then making them wealthy. I think that has become, his pivot has become probably the best way to go forward. So let me get down to what we were talking about. So as far as as far as Hex price is concerned, I think we're going to do the same thing we've done with every other sacrifice phase. I think we're going to pop up. Then we'll have a correction. Then we'll pop up, go to a new all-time high. Then we'll have a correction. So one thing I'm going to say, if you guys are taking profits on this run-up, it's really, really easy to use Uniswap version 3. And I recommend you guys set those limit orders. Let people buy into your orders so you don't get the slippage. It's so easy. I've been messing with it a lot lately. And just set your ranges for shorter to fill quicker. You can do it with only one side of the liquidity without having to provide full liquidity. Once your order is filled, make sure if you're looking at your prices all the time, once your order is filled, make sure to go remove that liquidity, because if it slips back down, you end up selling back into it. You'll make fees off of it, but you end up selling back into the original coin that you were trying to sell. So as far as price for Pulse, I've been listening to the devs, and they've been saying the same thing. I saw them talking to a couple of the other streamers, and they've been saying the same thing that I've been saying, that ratio is going to affect the price, especially if there's a bridge and you can bridge that stuff up. That first trade is going to set the price for everything, and Pulse is just going to be whatever the ETH Pulse is, diluted by 1.2 million. So we could see realistically 0.5 cent from the opening. Too many of the streamers were focusing on what the sacrifice price was, and I think that's I think that's a big error to do so. The reason I say that is because the sacrifice price has nothing to do with what actually drives the markets, and the market influence is going to be on these automatic market makers. The actual ratio set, and everything's already going to be set from the moment that the fixer bot comes in. So what happens on the second trade after that could change everything, though. So I want you guys to be aware of that. I don't want you to think it's going to sit there and hover there and then maybe go up. We may see a dip right at the beginning because it's higher than what some people sacrifice for. But then, I mean, the sky's the moon, or the moon is a possibility, over the next 2 years, easily, as more people get adoption on it. I hope this is not going to be popular with a lot of the hexagons and the Pulsex, but I don't want a lot of adoption at first. If that adoption means it's a bunch of scams and a bunch of get rich quick rug pulls that show up all of a sudden, I don't want that. Obviously, we're not going to be able to stop it. You can't stop someone from launching on a blockchain. But all I really care is how it affects Hex. And that's really what I wanted to talk about today. All I really care is that the ratios, when you provide liquidity for Hex versus eHex, when you bridge your eHex over, you're going to see the first person that sets that ratio, the first person to set that pool will probably be that fixer bot before anyone else has a chance to trade on it. And I hope Richard doesn't release it until that fixer bot has been deployed and the Hex and the eHex pool has been set. And then he releases the network to the rest of us. Because then you can create that one-to-one from the get-go. And then there's going to be an arbitrage opportunity for someone to always be keeping those prices in line. I think a lot of the Hex streamers have a hard time understanding how that's going to work, but it's just a quadratic function, really. It is. So once that pool is set one-to-one, if one gets out of balance versus the other, I guarantee there's going to be an arb bot, or there's going to be a hexakin that's like, hey, this Hex is cheaper than the other Hex right now. I'm going for it. So I really don't think that p-hex is going to be more expensive than eHex. I think they will experience the same dips and the same new all-time highs. I really do. We'll see. Do we think any of the layer 2 scaling solutions will come to PulseChain? Yeah, I do. I think they'll start to branch. I think you'll see like the ZK Sync guys. I think you'll even see like Polygon and some of those other networks. You'll probably even see BSC. That bridge over. I don't know how quick that'll happen, but when they see there's money to be made and there's economic value and there's some kind of enterprise solution that PulseChain offers, that especially since all the projects on Ethereum are going to be on PulseChain, that makes sense. Why wouldn't they? I mean, why would you limit the capacity and the ability of your blockchain to interact with where all the money's being made? I think so. I think we'll see it. Yeah, this is an understatement, in my opinion. Even the Hex price, I don't think I underestimated the Hex price, what its all-time high could be for 2021. Knowing what I know in the background and the mechanisms and the ecosystem being built around Hex, I don't even want to tell you guys. I'll do it anyway. I think $10 Hex is possible by the end of next year. No kidding. So I not financial advice. I have no crystal ball. I'm not Richard Hart, so I didn't develop this, so I don't have to worry about telling people that there's no there's no forward-looking price statements. I'm just telling you what my expectation is. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. So I'm just some dude on the internet, and so what do I know? Not financial advice. Don't listen to these F-tards. Not financial advice. So none of what we speak about in this channel is financial advice. Do your own research. These videos are for entertainment and educational purposes only. So there it is. I am unsure if I should sack some Hex for PLSX or just keep my whole liquid Hex stack for PRC 20 copy. So the plan I have for that is I expect a run up, because it's happened. We did a run up to and maybe this doesn't happen. The history doesn't always repeat, but usually it rhymes. But the big payday, there was a run up to big payday. Then there was a crash right after big payday. There was a run up to the Pulse sacrifice. And then someone who claims to be a good hexakin crashed the price. And I won't call them out publicly, but they crashed the price during the middle of the Pulse sacrifice, which was kind of bullshit. But then we did go hit a new all-time high, and then we had another correction. So I think with the Pulsex, we're gonna see the same thing. We're gonna see a run up. Maybe one of the whales tries to manipulate the price down during the sacrifice phase so that they can be the big dog on the block and feel good about themselves and walk away, patting themselves on the back, thinking that they're better than everyone. Whatever. I don't care. That's what they do is what they do. I'm just going to stick to I'm going to formulate my game plan, and I'm going to stick to my game plan. And that's all I care about, because I think regardless of what the whales do, there's exponential value to be grown out of this. So on all three of these, Hex, Pulse, and Pulsex, and of course, eHex as well. So my game plan for this is to put new economic energy from outside the system into Hex, capture that run up to get that USD price appreciation when I sacrifice PLSX. I am not sacrificing existing Hex that I already own for the PLSX token. I don't think that's the way to go. I want that copy of that Hex stack for the PRC20 copy. Just me. Not everyone has that option. Not everyone can get a hold of the amount of money that they want to sacrifice and wait for that price appreciation. And that's okay. You guys do what's best for you. That's, like I said, this is not financial advice. This is all about what works best for you guys. So make sure you formulate your plan. Here's the thing I will say. Update your worldview if things change. Absolutely. Pivot where you're going with that. But no matter what, once you formulate your plan, stick to your plan. It's when you second guess yourself and you do something and you deviate from that plan that you realize you made a mistake later, almost all the time. Now, like I said, if information changes and you have to update your worldview, then pivot, but don't second guess your plan. You formulated that plan for a reason. There's a reason it sounded smart within your own head. So tons of people will wake up once they find out about their free coins. More people will buy PulseChain and Hex. 2022 will be an amazing year. And that's just new entrants coming in. I'm not even talking about what we've already got as a community. And it's not just us here at DS that are building an ecosystem around Hex. I'm under NDA, so I can't talk a lot about some of this stuff, but there's a lot of other people building around this ecosystem. So you guys have no idea what the potential is. Anyway, the PulseChain Twitter swarm, this is smart, guys. Onboard the Dogcoin dummies to PLS. Yep. Let the Shibu Inu fans know they're getting a copy. I don't know what they see in that coin. Maybe it's just the speculative gain and the meme coin, and memes. We know memes have value in this ecosystem. Let them know, guys. Get on board with that Twitter storm. I had the Twitter storm guys reach out to me and say, "Hey, can you tweet this?" So I tweeted it and retweeted it. I think it's a worthwhile effort, and it only takes a couple minutes to make sure to tag everyone and to retweet and to send it to friends. So, Rossi, I would recommend sacrificing 10% of the liquid Hex, not financial advice. Well, there you go. If that fits within your plan, then that's not a bad way to go. And that is the key. We should be promoting. Onboarding, as Richard Hart has said numerous times, is the most important thing that we as Hexakins and Pulsakins can do. So the key should be promoting true crypto, no middleman, financial freedom. Yep. Hey, we got someone from Turkey. Thanks, Pro Hexer. Appreciate that. Thank you. Once PulseChain is launched, there will be a lot of retail stakers. Then we are viral. I agree with that. When staking and end staking, more specifically end staking, is affordable, especially short stakes, I think you're going to see a lot more action. You're going to see a much more dynamic APY. It's not going to sit as static as it is on the system now on the Ethereum network. You're going to see it fluctuate up and down a lot. You're going to see, I guarantee you one thing that will happen, and I'm mark my words on this one, regardless of whether it's on the eHex or the PHEX network ecosystem, you are going to see the Hex, which is on Pulse, because eHex is the Ethereum version. Hex is going to 100% ratchet up faster on the T-share rate. It's going to cost more hex to get more T-shares going forward. Absolutely, without a doubt, because you're going to see a lot of people are still under the old misunderstanding that it's whenever there's the highest ROI, the T-share rate goes up. That is not correct. It is anytime there is an ROI. Anytime someone gets an ROI, the T-share rate goes up so that they have to use more hex for the next T-share that they want to accumulate. So I guarantee you with cheaper transactions, shorter stakes, more stakes being on a shorter timeline, you're going to see that T-share rate just ratchet through the roof. And so you will see that go up faster on Pulse than you will Ethereum. So what do you think will happen to USDT, USDC, DAI stablecoins, and more values on PulseChain? Do you think Coinbase will use their admin keys to shut it down on PulseChain? It's actually not Coinbase, it's Circle. And Circle works with multiple exchanges. They just have a business partnership with Coinbase. Coinbase is on the board. But I don't think they will. Honestly, I don't. I think they're going to fear retribution from people. They've already proven that they fractionally reserve. They're trying to fix that. They're trying to fully reserve their token supply now. Good luck with that. I don't think you have enough cash to do that. Maybe you are that liquid USDC, USD Circle. But I really don't. I think there's retribution to be paid on that side if they do that. We'll see. I'd like to see it. Might get Pulse a listing on Coinbase. Just saying. Especially if Circle is providing any liquidity against Ethereum. Then they already have the bag. They just pull liquidity to the amount that they can. The fixer bot is going to reap most of their USDC on the other side, but maybe that'll be the kickoff start for Pulse on Coinbase. USDT, I'm not really sure on that one, honestly. I think they're going to go wherever there's money. They've got USDT on Tron. They've got USDT on BSC. I don't see them invalidating coins. Not unless it's a good PR move for them. If it's a PR move, then maybe they will. Or regulators ask them to do so because now they're even more fractionally reserved than we know they've ever been. As far as DAI is concerned, I think we break, and we talked about this in the interview one-on-one with Richard. I think DAI breaks because now we're diluting their reserve is built by Ethereum, and now we're breaking that model by diluting it by 1.1, 1.2. So million X. So I can't conceive. I'm not a designer and I'm not a mathematician. I'm not a coder. So I could totally be wrong, but I can't conceive how it continues to function unless it's just simply the automatic market maker ratio that holds its price up. And then that I see as possible. I do see that as possible. So, hey, thanks, Descripto Crypto. I appreciate you, man. You guys are the men and the women. You know, we got the largest community of women in any in any crypto project or product, especially product, because we're about the only product out there. But I appreciate you guys. Do some more, all you virgin nerds out there, onboard some more women to Hex. Okay, appreciate you guys. You're not intimidating to women, so feel free to talk to them about bringing them on with Hex, and maybe you won't be a virgin any longer just simply by talking to girls. Who knows? Christmas trees, stars in the eyes, and thumbs up. AJ Create, I appreciate everything you do. Thank you for reaching out to Telegram in the past. You've AJ Create, I want to give him a shout out, has done so much work on the back end. He's super creative. He's a good OG Hexagon that does everything to increase our value in not just the crypto space, but in the real world as well. So thank you, sir. Appreciate it. You're not gonna, if Richard does this right, I think it would be unwise for him to release the network until the fixer bot has run its computations. And so I don't think we're going to be able to front run the fixer bot. The best way you can front run the fixer bot is if you're providing liquidity on the Ethereum side and we have any indication of when this is going live, before the snapshot is a moment in time. The fork is from the moment that it actually happens. So keep in mind, guys, this is a fork of Ethereum. And the snapshot is literally, there's not really a snapshot, but there will be a snapshot in time when the fork occurs on that block height. And if we have any indication of when that is going to happen, pull your liquidity off of the automatic market makers before they get pulled into the Pulse ecosystem, because I think that's the best way to front run the fixer bot. I don't think you'll have any other option. So yeah, it'll be BSC 2.0, right? Except I'll trust it more. More validating nodes, not run by a guy that's trying to manipulate the whole freaking market, that's been known to do some shady things. Even tried to ask that in a coy, sly way, tried to ask the Bitcoin miners to reverse transactions when they got hacked. So if I onboard someone using Staker app, do they even need MetaMask? No. I love Steph and Firebun and the Staker app team over there, and I love their app. I use it all the time. Until we can do a little smoother onboarding with fiat into the Staker app, and we know that they've completely redesigned their infrastructure to compensate and to facilitate the PulseChain. I think they've got a little bit of work ahead of them, but they're way ahead of the game. There's nobody in the market closer than them. So no, I don't think they will need MetaMask. I think your Staker app referral code is going to be a great source of income for all of you guys onboarding people, and a great easy way for people to get into Hex and Pulse and Pulsex. So I have a feeling they're going to integrate it with the automatic market makers, similar to what's on the Staker app now with the front end for Uniswap. And I think it's phenomenal what they're doing. And I love the fact that you can pay for your fees in more than just Ethereum. So I hope they keep that option for PulseChain. I haven't really discussed a lot of that with them, but they are heads and tails the front runner in this game. They really are. Yeah, I would like to know, Milf Tony, what chart you're using to get yours too. I use, and it's very similar, but sometimes you and I have a discrepancy. I use Firebun's website, the uniswap.vision. And so I do look at that. In fact, I want to make sure I'm using version 2. Yep, I'm using version 2. So good. Exicans will have a role to play when it launches. It's no accident that we know what to look for in upcoming projects. This was all by design. We get to be the benevolent whales, or we get to be the first movers that experience the largest ROI in the system, and then we get to be good stewards of that system. And there's going to be a few malicious bad actors, but I think most of us Exicans and those of us who came to the game late and were still able to get some form of Pulse and now PulseX are going to be good actors for the most part. Our community inherently has the let's look out for the rest of the community and our product first, rather than the let's dump everything as fast as we can. Obviously, if you go check out the Hex Audit Telegram chat, that's not always the case, but that's okay. We got rid of those guys. So a lot of those guys can't hurt us anymore. That just means more up and to the right. So I agree. It's no accident that we know what to look for in upcoming projects. It's nice that, you can either bet on the jockey or you can bet on the horse. In this case, we don't have to choose between the two. We got the best jockey and the best horse with all the systems. Pulse is better than ETH, at least on paper and in game theory. And from what I'm seeing in the test net, it's heads and tails above Ethereum. And then there's no other ERC20, especially finished products with no admin keys, that replace banks and have product market fit like Hex. So we're in a unique situation. We don't have to deal with that. So I don't say if often enough, because it sucks for users to have to learn the hard way, but I think scammy rug pull projects will continue to be a massive onboarding pump-mental for Hex. It goes back to the old Richard Hart adage, show them what they want and then give them what they need. That's the whole reason behind SciVibe. Give them sex, money, rock and roll, and then you show them, hey, now that you have all the things that you thought were going to fulfill you in life, now let's go ahead and build out better relationships and longevity in medical sciences. So I think there will always be that element. We'll show them what they want, and then we'll give them what they need. I just wet myself. Must have been I must be way behind in the comments. That must be the $10 comment that I had. I'm thinking higher, laugh out loud. I love it. I love it. I underestimated what we could do in 20. I thought 10 cents, man, if we could just hit 10 cents in 2021, then we blow past that almost 6x. Yeah, I just don't think people understand how high this can go. Those trend lines, that random line through the chart that that Richard Hart posts every now and then, phenomenal. Phenomenal. I think you guys should be paying attention to that more. So I see 17 bucks. Okay. $13.69 end of year 2022. Hi, dude on it. That's right. I'm just some dude on the internet. Jay, everything. I love you. I love your support. Thank you, brother. You're like every stream. I appreciate that. 1488 on December 27th, 2023. Someone mark that for Bissot. I want to see that. I want to see that happen. $14.88 on. That'd be so funny if we hit that on December 27th. Even if we just tap it on December 27th of 2023, I'm okay with that. Hey, thanks, Renab Kassid. I will not read your name backwards because I know exactly what it says. And it's funny how many streamers haven't caught that. The first time you posted, I ever saw you in chat, I was like, I wonder how many people are going to notice what his avatar name actually is. So, I'm going to tell you guys this right now. This $1 PulseChain, if that becomes true, you guys better be giving to this world like never before. You better be quitting your jobs and giving back to this world through charity, through businesses and services that actually help people and don't steal their money. Anyway. Hey, thanks, brother. I appreciate that. I don't know if I'm a pro, but this is just my opinions and the way that I see things. And I'm pretty good at, I'm great at networking people and putting the puzzle pieces together. I'm great at seeing the 30,000 foot vision view. As far as the actual execution of the small minutia details, like I depend on people better than me at that. And I know that that's my weakness, and that's why I depend on these people, because I know that they are better in that arena than I am. I better get down to the bottom here. I'm sorry, I'm so far behind, guys, but I do not want to miss these. I want to make sure everyone who supports this channel with the super chats gets the recognition that they deserve. Nayo, $5. We'll hit 589 before XRP does. Ha ha, dude. They don't have the pumpamentals. All XRP bag holders is liquidity for Brad Garlinghouse and him taking profits to pay for their expenses in their nice big corporate office in San Francisco. That's all they are. I hope you guys in the XRP army understand that. All you guys are is liquidity for Brad Garlinghouse. So do you like that they dump millions of dollars on your head every month to pay their bills for a product that doesn't benefit anyone yet? I don't know. Just food for thought. Cryptogamy, you are phenomenal. You're always supporting me. You always say kind things. You protect me against you're like the picture of the guy in the army, and I'm sleeping in my bed, and all the slings and arrows and everything's coming and hitting him from behind. You are that person for me in the video, all the posted videos, comments. So thank you for continually protecting me against the trolls, because there's some mean people out there, man. Man, keyboard warriors are not afraid to say stuff. I'm just going to say that right now. So thank you for the $49.99. You're such a huge help on this community. Your words of motivation and your support are what motivate me. So I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I don't know if I should go back up. So the company I was talking about, hopefully the website's live next week. You know, we ran into Christmas and we didn't want to really throw everything on people when they're spending time with the holidays with their family, but it's Mountain Crypto Advisors with an E, Mountain Crypto Advisors with an E.com. So I'm in Colorado. So as CEO of Mountain Crypto Advisors, I would like to think that it's a Colorado company, but we are across many states. And so, and it is a nationwide and soon, hopefully, to be an international organization. So We've got some really strategic partners that are coming to the table with some really neat solutions and products that we think we can offer even to the international community. So, hey, thanks, K4K Crypto. If you guys haven't checked out K4K Crypto's channel yet, you have to go do it. He's that, I set the bar down here, and he's the next level on the rung, on the ladder of greatness for streamers in the Hex and the Pulse communities. So go check out K4K Crypto. We are bringing in a new generation of better and more talented people than ourselves. So thank you, K4K Crypto. You're amazing. Everyone go check him out. We definitely need more like him in the community. So the Crypto Wonder podcast. So I'm assuming, have a podcast. Crypto Wonder, hit me up on at the Real KNTX, either on Telegram or Twitter. I'd like to know more about what you do. Thanks, KNTX, for all you do. Your breakdancing skills are fire too. That's a rusty old man that got down on the floor that night. So that's a rusty old man. I'm almost 40, guys. I'm almost 40 years old, and I'm unkempt and unshaven. I had a 5 o'clock in the morning meeting for me with some people internationally that it's the other side of the day for them, and barely had enough time to go work out and then get showered and get here, and I still didn't make it on time. So you guys get an unkempt, unshaved old guy that's rusty on the dance floor. That's what you get out of me. So I got to go check this out. So I've got this pulled up. I got to go see what the super sticker looks like. That's cool. OP with a hippopotamus that's all bionic. So like a cyborg. So thank you for the $17.99 super sticker. OP for overpowered. Any of you gamers out there. That's cool, man. I love it. Thank you so much. Back to D. Hello, Wealth. Thank you for the $55 and the 55 cents. I'm calling $13,000 Hex in 2026. It's not out of the realm of possibility. It's not. What did the trend line say? I think he had to readjust the trend line with their most recent dip, but the trend line was showing like $1 million Hex in 2027. I want to know what you guys throw in the chat here. Throw in a super chat in here. What you guys think the price can be in 2026 for Hex? 13,000. It's hard to fathom, but those who are invested in Bitcoin at 1 cent in 2010 didn't fathom that it would probably be $69,000 at its all-time high either, did they? We have product market fit. We have the newer tech. We have a newer tech that can run on a newer tech. You guys get that? Like Bitcoin is the old tech. We've got new tech that we're developing that gets rid of all of the old systems that Bitcoin runs on. And Hex is one of those coins that can be built on top of that substrate. So Hex doesn't have to be being locked and modulated and doing what it does. Doesn't have to be the newest, latest, and greatest tech. It can withstand time, guys. God, that's phenomenal. That is phenomenal to think about. K4K Crypto, thank you for the nice, kind words. Hit the likes, everyone. KNTX and DS do so much outreach and stuff behind the scenes. It's phenomenal. I appreciate you saying that. It's a lot. I can tell you guys all day long what we're doing and that there's stuff going on in the background. It's nice to get third-party validation and edification that people are starting to see it. So I appreciate that. What wizardry are you using to get that DS logo to float on your forehead? It's called a hat at hexagons.net. Hexagons.net. It's actually not anything to do with DS. It's a friend of ours within the community, a good hexagon that is actually holding that for us and fulfilling those. So we've never made a profit off of it. I've never even seen $1 from it, but we just wanted to be able to get you guys until we can literally create the distribution facility that holds and creates the print on demand and can produce quality merch like this. And the shirts I like these Bella Canvas shirts, but they're still not as high a quality as the Davy Jones shirts that hopefully will be here out and unloaded off the ship early next week. I keep getting emails. Oh, we had to push it back a couple. Oh, I had to push it back a couple of days after getting the email saying we're pushing it back months and months and months. So anyway, until we can control the quality from start to finish. By the way, we are working on something exclusive for Richard Hart. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So, Alan, thank you so much. This gentleman right here, I gave him a hard time. He was giving us a super chat every single stream, and it said, "When do I get my band hammer?" I said, "You've almost paid us enough to earn that band hammer." Just joking around. And then he sent like $50, and I was like, "Oh God, now I'm obligated to give it to him." But he's been such a supportive Hexakin in the chats, answering questions, helping people, not and quite frankly, shutting up some of the trolls. So thank you, brother. I appreciate it. This community has been up and to the right since I joined in April. I look forward to all these things to launch, and I called $10 Hex for April 16th. Woo. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Not out of the realm of oh yeah, I'm gonna hold my tongue. Eagle AI, another great Hexakin that's always supporting us. DS and KNTX, thanks for everything this year. Bring on 2022. The dominoes that we are setting up to fall next year, and not just DS, not just Mountain Crypto, not just the Hex Investment Trust, but some of the other things that I've seen some people working on too. The dominoes that are being set up right now, all we need is one flick of the finger to make all the dominoes fall, because they're all connected. We need to deliver, you know. Now we've talked a big game. We've built these cool things to build on top of Hex. Now it's time to execute. So no expectations from the work of others, because, you know, not just software, but legacy finance is hard. It's hard. They make it hard on purpose. They do it under the guise of consumer protection. The reality is they just only want certain people playing, and the game becomes so clear as you start to play it. They literally only want the insiders being the ones building the new products and enriching them. And this whole accredited investor BS, it's nonsense as far as I'm concerned. So you're only going to allow already rich people the opportunity to get more rich. They do it under the guise that poor people aren't smart enough to decipher for themselves what is a good investment, and they're going to get scammed out of their money. It's bullshit. That's what that is. That's all scam. That's all fraud. So the legacy finance system as it sits right now is scam under the guise of protection for you guys. So thanks again, Eagle AI. Appreciate everything you do. Thank you for always showing up to the streams too, man. You're awesome. Hexagon 720. I got to meet this gentleman in person on the East Coast. Love this guy. And he's brilliant. He's so freedom-minded. I would love to sit down and have some more discussions with you, brother, because there's a lot of cool things in the background we're trying to work on politically. We're trying to build a movement there, trying to build bridges with other communities. The problem is we just don't want to tie our movement to what some of these other guys are doing. I mean, you got to be careful about who you crawl in bed with, because we don't want to be guilty by association with some of the scumbags in the industry, because we know there's a lot of scams and scummy people in the crypto industry. I agree with that. $150 Hex is equal to 69K BTC for perspective. I'm wondering if you've got a mathematical formula that you use to come to that conclusion, but I think you're right. I think you're right. It's not out of the realm of possibility. I think you might be right, Diamond Dad. Oh, another great Hexakin. When's your next video dropping, bro? The last one was so well done. I know those kind of high quality videos take time to produce. It's not just a live stream. You got to actually do some B-roll, and you got to put things together. But you left it hanging so well for the people who are interested in knowing, okay, you talked about Bitcoin and how it was great. What's next? I should go the other way. So as we progress left, most people go from left to right. If you're English speaking anyway, but that flick is Pulse. I think it could be, but I need you to drop another video. Go check out Diamond Dad's video, guys. His most recent one is great. Yeah, the accredited investor stuff is insane. Speculative economics. Oh, what did speculative economics say? Let's get actual. I think the more small retail buyers that you onboard before the greedy VC whales find out about this is better. I agree, because then I think you get more benevolent whales that are in earlier. And those of you guys who got in real early, we get $150 Hex be really wise at how you put that on the market. Do you really need to dump $2 million worth of hex at one time? I mean, what are you doing? I mean, unless that's your down payment for a yacht, do you really need, for $100 million yacht, do you really need that, guys? I mean, realistically, I mean, how much do you really need that month to live? Can't you just wait for the chart to tick up just a little bit more, or set your limit ranges on Uniswap V3? Like, it doesn't make any sense to market dump, in my opinion. Not when, especially when you're going to hurt the price and your own slippage. You're going to hurt your own profitability bad when you could have just waited 4 hours and filled your order. There's so many new buyers, and there's new buyers in the system. The new entrance into the system outnumbers the people selling. It's just that the early adopters are the ones that are selling bigger amounts than the new entrants are buying. So keep that in mind, guys. If you guys are willing to sit those limit orders, you can bank a hell of a lot more without this 20-30% slippage that I've seen with some of you guys. You don't have to verify that they are accredited, by the way. You can just trust them to fill out the form correctly and attest to its correct attestation. Just saying, this works for small hedge funds. That is true. Even better, we like to see a CPA sign off on it. It's just better if the SEC ever comes and audits your books. And with some of these financial products that are filled with hex, I have a feeling the SEC is going to come when they see these outsized gains at some point. So just want to make sure that, we're doing things right. I'd be 19. KNTX didn't realize how smart you is. Much respect for all you do. Well, it's hard on it's a lot of these ideas and the game theory mechanics and things that come to the forefront of my mind. It's hard to put them out there when there is a panel, because everyone has their own ideas that they want to extract from the conversation and that they want to present to the community. So it's hard. It's a lot easier when you get people one-on-one. That's why I started doing these streams one-on-one. Not because I think I'm smart and I think you guys need to know it too, but I have stuff in my brain that I'd like to throw out there. And if I'm wrong, I'm okay with being wrong. I've been wrong plenty of times in the past. I thought there was the Pulse sacrifice there was a better play to be made. I thought a whale, if I had been a whale, I would have 100% waited till 15 minutes before day 16 before you got your flat rate to pump the price, throw $10 million of USDC into hex, pump that price, and then sacrifice $20 million worth of hex and be the biggest whale and entrant in the system until, of course, the OA decided to drop how many billions of dollars into it during the flat rate, and still be number one on the volume multiplier. Like, that would have been the play if you were a whale. I don't know why the whales didn't do it that way, but I was just waiting for the whales. I was wrong. I was 100% wrong. So it is what it is. But I do like to get some of these ideas off my head. So I decided, let's do a show one-on-one where people can ask me directly in the chat, or criticize me, because I'm willing to update my worldview. Absolutely. Glad you're working on that new video. I know good videos like that take time. They really do. Okay, so I know we've already reached our hour point. I have a feeling they will. I haven't heard anything officially from the team yet. I'm hoping Steph reaches out to me or Kareem reaches out to me and says, yeah, we are going to support it. I think you're wise. I did do a small sacrifice from my Staker app wallet, because I know that they're going to participate in any future airdrops. They've said as much, that they're going to share future airdrops with the users. So it'd be kind of neat to, if nothing else, say I was there at the beginning and I sacrificed through the Staker app. Remember when that was possible? You could sacrifice through the Staker app. So that's pretty cool. I know. My biggest critic. Children of the Grave, thank you for the $5. Not so much for the comment, but thank you for the $5. KNTX, can you update your worldview? No one asked for chatting with KNTX. You didn't ask for it. That doesn't mean nobody didn't ask for it. So, all right, guys. Well, I really appreciate you guys. We didn't really get a touch on Pulsex and how that game theory is going to affect hex. Maybe we can talk about that next week. Get your questions ready. Let me know what you guys think on those regards. Merry Christmas, guys. Yep, absolutely. Merry Christmas. Keep up the good work in 2022. Not just me, but all of you. Keep up the good work. Keep onboarding new users. I love you guys. I love this community. I'm not going anywhere. Not yet. At some point, I might have to disappear into the ether, and hopefully someday I'll be looked back by the OGs as, remember that legend? I wonder what happened to him, where he went. We got years of work before that happens. So you guys are stuck with me probably at least for 15 years, right? So, I do want to throw this out. Andric, thank you so much. I don't understand what any of you guys are saying because I don't speak Spanish, but we love having you on the channel. Not thank us for allowing Hispa Hex on Discord. Discourse. I said Discord. On Discourse. The honor is ours. Thank you for choosing us to be to broaden the horizon of the network to the Hispanic community. I think that is phenomenal. Thank you so much for joining us. And with that, guys, outro.